we'll just go right to Mike Pillow. Mike is the title of this one is Lindell, we're better off than we were a year ago. This is something he's been telling people. Now, I think he is at this big Christian gathering that he spoke at. And I don't know if it's, let's see. I'm going to look on Lindell TV right now. Wow. Their certificate's dead. So let's see. Did they show him on there? Danchenko, there we go. Worldview. Join renewal January 4th. Speaks at the Health and Freedom Conference in Dallas. I think there was one even more recent than this one. AmericanFaith.com. Time to free America. The renewal, January 8th. Yada, yada, yada. And it's, thank you, Jessup. The renewal2022.org is what this dude's selling. There's a bunch of these things. Kevin Jessup joins Lindell to discuss the renewal. That's partly what he's talking about. Like, he's selling this whole revival thing. And I think he was at that event for this or some similar. Let's see. There'll be an ad. Ankle pain. All right. Yada, yada, yada. Doobity-doo. Here you go.
Mike, this is the anniversary. You know about being deplatformed. This is the anniversary of President Trump being kicked off Twitter.
Oh, yeah, and I didn't get you guys anything. Shit. Which is, I suppose, the perfect gift.
Thoughts? Give us your. I know you're down at the renewal. Tell us about.
You're down at the renewal. He's so down at the renewal.
Cancel culture and trying to shut down the voices of guys like Mike Lindell.
Well, that's what they did last year at this time. That was the start of it. They took us and they just attacked our voice, and that's where we're at. A year later, we didn't let it happen, Steve.
Well, yeah, you did. You're not on Facebook or Twitter. You built your own website, and nobody went. You're scattered amongst the 5 winds of right-wing talkery, Telegram, Getter, Truther, Dumber, Dopey, and Doc.
Be part of my speech today here. It's what if they did, they were doing that with the church, but they did it with our voice. And if you have...
you mean, yes. They were shutting down Christianity in the United States because apparently the government didn't want people to gather in large groups, especially in churches, because a lot of fucking people would die. And nothing says you're pro-Christianity like saying, hey, the general populace of the United States that considers themselves church-going Christians is aging and has a lot of comorbidities. Let's get them into small rooms breathing each other's air. Maybe we can get rid of this shit all in one lump sum. Nothing's more pro-Christian than insisting that in the middle of a pandemic, they still get together once a week and cough into each other's mouths as they try to squeak out a hymn while one of them has a massive lung infection.
Remember, but all we had then was the propaganda media, and they silenced all the media over here, the truth, and
it's happening again. Dear God, this isn't some sort of scan of Mike Lindell, is it? Right? He hasn't transitioned over. The angel of Mike Lindell is visited upon us.
When they did that,
there he is.
By silencing us, now people are only hearing the propaganda, but we got past that because of your great show, frankspeech.com. All of these people are seeing the truth now.
Yeah, that's true. They've gotten so many new people on board since Lindell TV has been on, and like all these people are like, I wasn't all in on this whole Trump thing and election fraud, but these hot new shows are breaking out.
A year later, we're in the best position we've ever been in.
Yes, you are. You are in the best position you've ever been in a weird pseudo-religious right-wing Christian revival of Bible-thumping but not reading anti-vaxxers and I guess anti-democratic seekers of the destruction of democracy in the United States, talking against a red curtain with a TV show or TV leaned up against a chair over there at the Real America's Voice booth at this fucking thing, talking to 3 guys in a living room. It just, This is the best. A year ago, you were at the fucking Oval Office carrying notes in to advise the president. And this year, I would actually say we are in a better position now because this asshole is nowhere near the Capitol.
Why do you say it's the best position we've ever been in? You got
Yes, he's going to hit him with this, isn't he?
these massive platforms, and by the way, thank God for what you're doing at Lindell TV and Frank's speech and.
Well, don't thank God. Thank Brandon, who's spending all 25 million of Mike Pillow's dollars on this shit TV network that just, I mean, it's fancy. He's fancy pants, all he is. But we'll see.
And all these. But when you compare these are all startups that are getting traction. I mean, 4 million is
Yeah, they're startups. They're all, wait, did somebody just hack up a lung in the background? Yeah, they're all just gaining ground. They're upstarts.
So getting traction. I mean, 4 million is huge for you.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, someone is hacking up a fucking lung in the background.
Guys doing. But how can you say we're better off than we were a year ago, sir?
Because
we're better off. We as the American people are better off. So, and since you guys are technically still Americans, although I don't know when you're going to have your passport burning party as you hop on Huo Wengui's boat and sail off to Cyprus or wherever the fuck you're going to start your new revolution of, what if America was the same but a dictatorship?
No, because they had a hidden agenda that we just didn't know how evil they were, Steve. We didn't know how bad Fox was. We didn't know how bad Twitter was. We didn't know how bad Zuckerberg.
Oh, we knew how bad Twitter was. Everybody knows how bad Twitter is, even when you go back to it. Like we all understand addicts, even if we aren't one, in a way we've never had before. Like, I know this is going to be awful. I know it's bad for me, but the shot of adrenaline. Come on. Let me see some thumbs. Let me see. That's right. We all know how shitty Twitter is, but yes, Fox. He's very upset at Fox. Fox is evil. Please continue. I never interrupt that part.
Facebook was. It all got revealed. So now it all gets revealed.
Yes, we also knew how shitty Facebook was. 2016, anybody? Political ads paid for in rubles? You're kidding me, right?
Now we have, I don't care if it's startups or whatever. When we get through this, we're going to have this great foundation. We're going to have this.
Yeah, it's fuck me. Everything is going so. Oh shit! This is falling over. It's on a pile of books. I'm sorry. This is. It's just getting better all the time. Watch. Wait.
We're going to have this great foundation. We're going to have
shit.
this great
God
foundation of a solid foundation of new platforms speaking out the truth, speaking out the word.
Yes, it's like building. We used to build our house on sand. Now we're building it on dog shit. So much more. We're fertilizing our delusions.
Once again, under God, this is going to be the greatest uniting ever. We have so many great pieces in place right now.
Yeah, right. They're just this close. There's these pieces. They're in place now. They're in pieces. They used to be a vase. There used to be this vase where we had the president and we'd won an election and we could have done anything. And then now we've got all these pieces where the vase used to be. It's as if someone completely out of their fucking mind knocked it off the shelf. Oh, good Lord. Hold on 1 second. I've got to... I'm grabbing on something. Hold on. There we go. Continue.
What do you tell us about? We got 2 minutes. Tell us about the renewal. You're giving a big speech down there today. How big is it, and what are you going to talk about?
Yeah, check off the list. We really aren't interested.
Well, there's thousands of people here, and what I'm going to talk about is just kind of what we're talking about. A year when we had.
Oh, wait, you're going to repeat yourself? What are the fucking odds? Let me guess. You're going to say the same shit you've been saying, and yet that is still yet to come true on any level.
When you have a side over here where you're getting the propaganda and the lies.
He means me. If you'll notice, there's no accident. He's pointing over this direction. Lies and propaganda. That's all I do, really. I mean, everything I say turns out to be true, and nothing he said is paid off so far. But that doesn't always have to hold true. I mean, dope springs eternal. as they say.
Think of the church that is speaking out for false gods, and over here you're
I'm a church speaking out for false gods. He means Fox News, by the way. I'm not taking it personally.
hearing the word, the gospel you're used to hearing about Jesus. Well,
the stuff we're used to hearing. That shit.
They took the ones over here went completely silent. And
bastards. Pfft. Whatever happened?
Ones over here kept preaching out these false, these fake stories.
I'm speaking out the falsies. I beg your pardon. Hold on one second. Is that true? I'm looking something up real quick, if I may. Let's see. Hold on.
I don't know what this guy's talking about. I've always been, I'm one of the friendliest people that you've ever, all I do is tell the truth. It's me, it's Fox News. It's rude. It's just rude. You're being rude. I hate being confrontational. It gives me the vapors. But you're talking shit.
False news. So I'm going to do a parallel analogy of...
You mean a parallel analysis? Sorry, I'm the grammar devil. It's just a thing I do. I can't let it go.
We are with our media in this country and the world, and where
he's talking about me, Ma. I'm on TV.
Churches are. The church, you got to speak out now. Now is the time to speak out the word of God.
Speak out.
You got to,
That's right.
Disciple ministry to people.
Yes, but when you speak it out, do as we do at Fox News. Say it all backwards. In flames, and then just be it, and call forth the demons that shall do my bidding as I ask them to. I call you forth, Glingagdu. I call you forth, Raphael. I call you forth, Hingaflore. There we go. The demons. The three horsemen of gas. There we go. Lord Harrock of the clan shall speak forth on the... Oh, that was me. I'm sorry. That was wrong. I gotta get out of here. I gotta clean up. That's wrong.
People are looking for hope, and that hope is Jesus Christ.
Well, I hope he shows just as much as you do. I like to be wrong as much as the next guy. And if loving Mike Lindell is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Mike, can you give us right now how to get to...
Holy God! Who is this guy? He's got worse skin than I do. Jesus! There's a new devil in town. Who is that guy? Good God! He must be... He's going to take over the place. I can't compete with this. If we both showed up at the devil convention, this guy would win hands down. Yipe!
On Frank's speech, how to get to you and Getter, what are the platforms, people? We got 30 seconds.
Yeah, there's not enough time there because he's not on the big sites. He's only on 19 small sites. He's on Getter, Truther, Dumber, Fatter, Slicker, Greasier, Spotty, whatever the fuck site you're on. Jesus, God, man. Whoo! Yipe! Woo! Look at that.
How do people get to you on your platforms?
They got by reciting Twitter backwards. Go retweet 3 times, and Getter will come out of your bathroom mirror.
Yeah, well, I'm on Getter, and I'm on frankspeech.com. Everybody, go there. You can watch. The whole renewal today. And
what? You can? Well, get me to it. Shit. Hold on. Let me look this up. The whole thing's on there, available free. Let's see. Renewal speech something. I want to speak the health and free. No, that's not it. Where the hell I'm scouring the internet for it. God damn it. Let's see. Lindell TV. There you go. And it's on the show details. Okay, I'm going there. Yes, I know this. Okay, I don't want this. All right. I'm trying. Just take me to the stupid site. God darn. Where is it? Where's his speech? He's there at this thing, and I want to see it. Where is it? I'm being denied.
Who and why? Is it up on this part? Who the shit is this asshole? This guy's, look at that experienced church. Oh, God. Oh, no. Look at all three of these. These are the fake. Oh, this is the oh, no gay church thing. All right. That's our OAN special on election fraud. I'm sorry I missed that. Lindell warned, speak up now or we lose it all. Well, Mike, you can't hold on to your virginity forever. It's just not done. The solution to replace voting machines. Dartboards, done. You're welcome. Kurt Olson summarizes the U.S. Supreme Court complaint. There's not enough people and / too many people. Also, Gorsuch, son of a bitch. That's basically, I can sum it up for you. There you go. Mike Lindell and Brandon House conclude the historical Frank Speed Thanks-a-thon with a prayer and a message of hope. I'd listen to it, but would make my skin burn. Yipe. When are these guys just going to reinstall Trump? Introduce his cause of America. It sounds like more like the symptom than the cause. This is ridiculous. All right, I don't know where the fuck this went, but I'm very disappointed. We're going to have to go search for it or some shit. I got to get out of here. I got to see a man about a mule. All right. Shit. Sorry, that's just what happens when I get accused of being preaching false gods or something. All right. Where he's on Getter, he's on Dumber.
But you also are going to see so much hope there. We have the cause of America. All these things there, Steve, your show's on every single day. We have.
Oh yeah, I know. And it's so nice that Steve's on every day because he says so many new things.
You guys, this is getting our voice out. We have 5-6 million people over there now, and we want to get the word out, get everybody there, get everybody hearing.
Everybody, all 7.6 billion people on Earth.
They got to hear about it. There's great news everywhere. We just need to get it out there.
Amen, brother. Thank you so much for coming on. We're going to cover the speech live this afternoon. Mike Lindell.
Right, thank you. Yep,
the armor-piercing shell. Mike.
The armor-piercing shell. The armadillo-piercing shell. The shell of a man. What a douchebag. But maybe it's on there. Hold on one second. Let me see. There you go. Whoops. Renewal. That'll be on it, right? That's got to show up. Mike Lindell speaks at Renewal, January 8th. Skip and then thing. And I'm proud to have.
Our next speaker is actually a Operation Restored Warrior alumni, and many of you know him. He is one of the main sponsors of this renewal, and we thank
one of the main sponsors. He's paying all the bills. He's the biggest sap we can find. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. After I yap for a big hand. Look at this. They're all outside in this. Look, it's outdoors, so they don't have to wear masks. You can tell they're growing a very young audience. Look at that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, the kids today, they love Mike Lindell. They're big Mike Pillow. There's some people out there in need of some renewal. Most of it in the terms of LASIK eye surgery and knee replacement, but still.
I know we have that big of an audience. I should start talking about the election crimes, right? Since a lot of other stations aren't. I'm going to start with this. I'll start with, you just heard all about Operation Restore Warrior. Well, that's where I did do a full surrender to Jesus Christ on February 18, 2017.
Well, like a full surrender? A full surrender. Because it sounds like a partial surrender. I'm not going to lie.
And I always wanted that relationship, but God was always chasing me. And I'll tell you, when I was finally did that surrender.
Yeah, that's God. If anything, if I have a message, God, if you're listening, you need to play hard to get. You can't keep calling. They're just not going to respect you in the morning.
It got rid of all my fears of speaking in public, that's for sure. And
yeah, it doesn't seem like you've had to take any substances or 9 cups of coffee to feel like you can stay focused at all.
But it made it easier. I could go.
This is part of Mike Lindell's God is a Slut tour.
With no fear, only fear of the Lord. And if you're out there right now, and I want to talk about addiction, I'm going to quick tell you, I was a former crack cocaine addict, amongst others.
By the way, he means it when he says former because he doesn't believe he is anymore. He doesn't believe you stay an addict or you have to work with it. That's his opinion about it. And that is the opinion of his addiction network too, is that you can shed it through Jesus Christ and then you're just not anymore. I guess you can casually use crack again now and again because you're no longer addicted to it. You can do it socially.
And you're all going to get the books today.
He's a social crack. Oh, you get a free book. Gee, and I thought the sales of that book was legit. You don't have to pay for a whole fucking event and pass out a copy of your autobiography to keep it on the list.
And it's a book of hope. And I want to tell you, when you...
They're passing out copies of Hope Hicks' autobiography, mainly for the centerfold.
About hope, it was the spring of 2000. It was the spring of 2008, and I was downtown Minneapolis, incidentally, right where all the stuff got burned out, our horrible political decisions there.
What were you doing in the middle of that area that got burned down, Mike? Please tell us.
But I had been up for 14 days, and I came out of the room, and there was...
He'd been up doing crack for 14 days. Okay, no. There's no way you stayed awake for 14 days. It's just not, there's no crack that powerful. I'm sorry, or the Nazis would have used it to win the war. Like they would have, there's no fucking, Jesus Christ. I was up for 14 days. 14 days, right?
3 of the biggest drug dealers there that were standing there. I go, they were my dealers plus a lot of other people. And I said, what do you...
This is how fucked up he was. They're like, Mike, and we've heard this story before. Mike, look, you can't die of an overdose because you own this apartment and this is where we all get high. So we need you to get clean so you can pay the bills on this motherfucker so that we can keep using. Literally his dealer and everybody's like, you got to stop, dude, because you're our best customer. We can't have you die on this.
And they go, you've been up for 14 days. You're going to bed.
That was the first time they'd said it to you? Day 8, they weren't, man, do you need a nap?
You off. And I go, what is this, an intervention? They said, call it whatever you want, Mike. And
so he called it an intervention.
2 of them left, and the last...
Apparently God hates this story. There is, by the way, a wired mic right behind him. This is kind of the best part. God needs this story told, and that's why he's giving me this platform. Fucking my old help.
Here we go. The last step.
I'm sorry. This is getting so Chevy Chase right out of 8 and up 8. In it. Watch the show. Right. In a motel. I had fucking kite.
The last dealer, he sat there and
The Last Dealer. Basically, I wish there was a picture of this. It looked like The Last Supper. The Last Dealer. It's just him and, and this cracked out chick he used to hang out with leaning on his shoulder. And then, like, the last dealer, I think his name was Judas.
He said, how much? Here you go. Okay. And he said, how much do you have left? And he tried to wake me out, but he fell asleep. By that time,
I'm sorry. He tried to wake me up, but he fell asleep. Oh my God. 1 second. I almost choked myself. What the fuck? He brought you some crack. How much do you have left? And the guy's like, I'll wait till you finish what crack you have left. And he fell asleep. Yes, because nothing says intervention like, we'll let you finish whatever drugs you have on you. This is the world's worst intervention. Need a light? You can borrow my pipe if you want. Whatever. Come on, dude. That's a dirty needle. Try a fresh one. What the fuck kind of intervention was this?
Scraping the crack pipe and looking on the floor, carpet farming for crack. And I looked over and he's sound asleep. Well, I down on the streets of Minneapolis tonight to get more crack. Well,
when you couldn't wake up the dealer, he's laying right there. And the dude was so sound asleep. Maybe you should have bought some downers from the dude. They all fell asleep? What the fuck happened? What did you just elbow past them? I just have to say there's a lot of parts of this story that seems to be missing. Who in the hell? How do you does that? What the fuck?
Gotten the word out, and I couldn't buy crack anywhere. And I believe me.
Oh, he woke up. Holy shit! Where'd he go? Quick, grab my phone. Oh, shit! This is an APB, an ACB, all crack bulletin. Don't sell Mike crack. He got past us. What happened? I fell asleep. Fucking benzos.
Very resourceful. I went everywhere, and
well, apparently not. I refuse to believe, like, this. Apparently, all we have to do is law enforcement. If you're listening to this story, apparently, if you take down this one crack dealer in Minnesota, it knocks out all the crack supply in North America. This would do it. This would cover it. Head right to Minneapolis. We know where it is. It was somewhere around the place that burned down. We don't know if he went up in smoke. But if he did, apparently the crack industry in the United States is gone.
Back upstairs at 2:30 in the morning, and that dealer, he's awake, and he said, how'd that work out for you? And he said, here's what he said. This is very important. He said, okay, you've been telling us for years that this My Pillow thing is just a platform for God, and you're going to come back someday when you...
Wait, you've been telling this to your crack dealer? You've been telling this for years. Not for years. I mean, it seems like years. It's been 14 days straight.
And help us all out of this addiction world we're living in. Now, those are the dealers that said that.
So we'll stay here and keep doing crack, but go clean yourself up and help us survive. We're basically just going to use you as a coconut raft to get out of addiction. We'll keep using until you get that thing off the ground. And by the way, This does point out a very important part is a lot of people think that he was a former crack addict that then got himself clean and formed My Pillow. He did not. He did that before, and the money he was making so much fucking money doing this thing that he became a drug addict because idle hands, whatever.
He took a picture. He said, here, I'm going to take a picture. Give me your phone. He took a picture. It's actually on the cover of the book you're all going to get. And he said, you're going to need it for that book you told us you're going to write someday. Well, I'll tell you what, because I would always tell those dealers and tell my friends, someday I am going to quit, and I could see this. I would be, that I'm going to, I wanted to help people. What a blessing it is to help people. Well,
and by the way, as somebody who's like fried his own brain doing drugs and wants to do this part, I would like to say for the record that if this was the sum total of what he was doing, we'd have no problem with this fucking guy. As silly as it is, and as much of an exaggeration as it is, and as much as he's, using it for his own self-glorification in a lot of fronts, who gives a fuck? If it ended up helping people, that'd be totally fine. It's his weird alliance with Trump and this faux version of Christianity that pisses all over this whole nonsense, that makes this gross.
2 of those dealers work for me now, and they're born-again Christians, okay? Yeah.
Out of the 8, what happened to the other 6? Or the other, are they dead? Did you not help them? What happened?
But
turnout's a little weak in the upstairs, Mike. I mean, I know you paid for it, but maybe next time call Ginny Thomas, Clarence Thomas's wife. She can bust some people in there for you. Thanks, hijacking. Thank you.
And I'm going to quick forward up to that year. Later that year, in December of that year, I was staring at the ceiling. I hadn't quit anything yet, and they
so it didn't work. Okay.
had lost everything, and on my pillow was just a little blip on the radar. And a friend of mine came to me, and I hadn't seen him in 4 years. He was my equal in every way. We had both done cocaine, started in the early 80s, both switched to crack cocaine in the early 2000s. And
was he your sponsor?
And he came walking in, and he had been missing for 2 years, or for 4 years. I hadn't seen him. I heard he had found the Lord and quit everything. And he comes walking. I said, "Dick, what are you doing?" He goes, "Man, what are you doing?" He said, "The Lord led me here." And I said, "Hey, I got some questions for you." I said, first question I asked him, I said, "Is it boring?" And he said, "No, man, it ain't."
Is it boring? So basically, that's why hang around Trump. That's why this like faux bullshit version of Christianity that he's selling. That's why get caught up in this electioneering bullshit story is because he's an adrenaline junkie and he needed excitement because apparently normal, good old fashioned, good-hearted Christianity to him is boring. He was bored. That's why he went and saw Trump. That's why he got involved in all this kind of shit. No, being a decent human being is not boring, but it is to him. That's exactly what happened. I mean, we're getting a view inside this dude's dome.
And to this day, I don't know if I asked him if being with Jesus is boring or being off drugs, right? And but he said no.
Well, you were in your defense, you were a bit fucked up at the time.
It ain't boring, but I hit him up for 2 hours with questions that only he could answer because he was my hope match. It gave me hope because he had been where I had been. Okay. Well, so I'm going to encourage any of you out there to go to anybody out there in addiction of any kind. Go to LindellRecoveryNetwork.org. I set that up. It's free, and it's with Paul's principles you just seen up here. His.
By the way, unfortunately, he uses it to push his books. He does. It's not an actual network. It's a reference site.
Is on there. For Operation Restore Warrior. Remember, I went through it. I'm not a veteran. I was blessed to be able to go
No problem,
through it.
CSL.
Now I'm passing that out. Anybody out there, if you're watching, go there now, the LindellRecoveryNetwork.org. Okay, now we got that out of the way. Now I'm going to tell you this.
Okay.
If you all see me at the Rose Garden, when I did that speech with the president, it said a nation had turned its back on God.
Yes, and you were attacked. Not because you were saying a nation had turned its back on God, but that you somehow thought that Donald Trump was a way of fixing that this dude was a remedy.
It said I said we need to go spend time in the Word, spend time with our families in the Bible. This was
which you did none of. You didn't go. This is a political thing, but this is not going to be the primary focus of my time. We need to go spend time with love and in the grace of God and with our family and all that kind of. You didn't do that. He immediately just went on the fucking road, bullshitting everyone, buying buses that ended up at January 6th.
The China virus, right? Well, how did we get there?
We need to spend time with God, and our family while using as racist a phrase as we can muster for a disease that hit everybody.
Turn its back on God. Of course, we took God out of the schools and all these things, but I'm going to draw a parallel here.
Well, we didn't. In all fairness, we didn't. The founding fathers did.
We're at now with the media. Now, the way I see it, the way we turn our back on God, you had churches over here.
He's referencing me again.
Churches that didn't speak out the truth. In fact, they spoke out lies. And you had these churches. Then you had ones over here that were speaking out the truth about Jesus Christ and the gospel. Okay. And
what the fuck? What do you think the other churches were doing? What do you mean? What a douchebag.
A lot of them, and then they got less and less where they turned.
Huh? All right.
How can we,
weird.
Bringing people in, entertainment, all these different things. But they still were speaking out the truth of Jesus, a lot of them, right? Now, what happens?
Oh, you mean? Whoops! I knocked my own headphones out of the thing. I was so shocked by this bullshit. The problem is that some churches have bans.
We have all these ones not speaking the truth, or spewing lies, false.
Right. Yes. Yeah. We get it. Yes. I understand. You have your issues with me. There's really just no two ways about it. Let's see. If I may. Yeah. I'll have to just. So. Please continue.
False prophets, whatever. And then you have
what? Don't just say whatever. You can't look at my fucking face and go whatever.
Ones over here speaking out the gospel of Jesus Christ. What if they stop talking?
Well, you're asking the wrong guy.
What if they say, they stop talking, they start talking about other things?
Yeah, like pillows and crack.
They don't talk about the truth. Am I talking?
No, they just talk about election fraud and stuff. If I can get them to do that, if I can get them to stop talking about Jesus and the message of hope, and hey, pillow dude, you might be onto something. You wanna hook up, maybe team up? Because I think we could do each other a solid. See, if I could just get these churches to stop talking about goodness and patience and kindness and love and all that fucking bullshit, and get on there every Sunday and start bitching about the election and and that failing, like that Biden's terrible because he goes to because he goes to church a lot. And if you could start shitting on that dude, that'd be very helpful. And then that this other dude, this pussy grabbing buddy of mine, if you guys could hook it up where he is the symbol of piety in all these churches. I'm just saying there's a there. And we might have a little business deal, you know what I'm saying? Might have a little cushion we could MyPillow our landing on.
Well, Fox News, we'll get to that in a minute. But they don't.
Oh, I got. We can get to that right away. I have some friends at Fox News. I mean, we're like this, buddy. That's me on top. Yeah, me and Fox News, we're like that. Oh, you take it and you like it. That's me. That's really good. All right.
But they're not talking. What happens when that happens is.
What happens? When that happens, what happens when it happens?
Our nation, that we turned our back on God. That's what happened.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, can you make... It seems like you'd be the guy to talk to help me facilitate that on Earth. Because honest to God, I've been at this shit for a long time and really not made a lot of progress. Even as people stray away from the church, they still maintain what are effectively Judeo-Christian values, keep murder still a crime. What the fuck is that? You know what I mean? So if we could just kind of, if there's a new way to angle on this, perhaps you seem to have the hookup. You've got all these people that, are gullible and will throw money at shit, which are my favorite. Ask Jim Baker. He can vouch for me. Jim Baker, he's got me on speed dial. Trust me on this. And if you could just maybe you could carve off a little of that pillow scratch my way and hook me up with those churches that are speaking the truth about, election fraud and all that shit. If we could work that out, that'd be fucking awesome.
It was taken out of our schools, and when we didn't realize it, when I was growing up.
Well, that's because you're an adult. You shouldn't be in a school. I take that back. You should be in the school. And even former crack addicts should be wandering around schools. Also, make sure that some of your Second Amendment friends are always wandering around the grounds. It makes it way easier for the people that I poison their minds to get on school grounds and do some real damage if a bunch of other people have normalized walking around with big guns. You know what I mean? They don't even know who to watch out for anymore. It's fucking sweet.
I went to church. I believed in God. I didn't have that personal relationship with Jesus yet. But
I've met the dude. I mean, it's like I got to be honest. He's a good dude. Like I've hung out with him, and no, I can't. And you're talking to me, right? I got nothing bad to say about Jesus. I'm like, mother, you're such a dude. It's just hard to hate the guy. You know what I mean? It's just impossible to fucking hate the guy. I try, believe me. It's my business. I'm in the hate business. I still can't handle it. Sit there with Jesus, I'm like, what a sweetheart. What am I saying? You know what I mean? It's terrible. You, on the other hand.
It happened, and this is what got us there now. I want to bring you up to the 2020 election and the miracles that
Oh, good.
have since that day. Not before that.
No.
Everybody
Yeah, all that loaves and fishes horseshit. Zero that out.
prayed we want Donald Trump to win. God, our prayers weren't answered. We're going to talk about that in a minute, about prayers not being answered.
Yes, that's one of my favorite topics. And by the way, the idea that they weren't answered is ridiculous. Of course they were. You just gotta fucking know, buddy.
But I'll tell you what, our prayers are being answered, because you know what? Where we're at
What?
right now,
Yeah, oh yeah. He prayed, I showed up. That's how it works.
all this stuff that's happened that
You rang, Mike Pillow?
last year, God's had his hand in all of this. And everything
Oh, you bet your ass he has. He tapped me on the shoulder and he went, "This one's all yours." And I was like, "Oh yeah, we're hooking it up."
that's going on, it's opening up people's eyes. Evil is showing its ugly face. It's popping.
Hey, fuck you, buddy. I understand. Look, I'm millennia old. I'm a post-temporal demon. I am beyond time. That's how fucking old I am. And I would say, all things considered, I look fairly decent for my fucking age. I'm 4 billion years old. Who do you think accidentally knocked over the candle that started the Big Bang, you dumb fuck? Me. Why do you think I'm responsible for the majority of the things that happen in the Earth plane, dum-dum? Meanwhile, yeah. Do I have some skin issues? Sure. But I'm no Steve Bannon.
Like pocket gophers or whack-a-mole, right?
Pocket gopher? Dude, that is a euphemism for playing with yourself in your trousers, pocket gopher. The fuck?
Imagine if all these things that happened last November and December, remember, judges were in fear. No judge ever looked at any evidence, but if they had, we would have overturned the election, and you know what? We'd have lost our country forever, because we wouldn't.
Yeah, he isn't batting 100 on the truth right now, but I will say that he's right about that one. If Trump had meant to stay in, if he'd gotten in there and stayed, the United States would be over. Can confirm.
Deep down, what really happened, and all the corruption of the election through machines. Did I say that? Machines? Yes. Computers, dominion.
Yes, dominion over the computers. The Lord gave me dominion over the computers.
Machines, but anyway, if that didn't happen, we wouldn't be here. We would have flipped.
Yeah, if that hadn't happened, you wouldn't be in a half-filled amphitheater in the middle of fucking nowhere talking into your second of 2 mics in a 8-minute speech. You're so much better off now, Mike. Wait till I get a hold of you.
Over. If legislatures would have done their job, we would have lost our country forever.
Yes, if government functions, America is done. Right, I hear you. Dude, I'm literally the devil, and I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I know everything, and I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
And you're all going, what do you mean, Mike?
Yes, that's exactly what I was saying. I'm like, what do you mean, Mike? Fuck me.
Job, we wouldn't have got down to the root of the problem, everything that would have happened.
The root. Fucking Minnesota. Root. Jesus.
In Georgia, when they did the runoff,
I love that every time I open my mouth, my ears go out a little bit.
Runoff. And I prayed on almost a year ago, on January 4th, I prayed that they would take them both, that evil would take them both.
Did you? Well, it didn't happen. I tried. to get both of those assholes elected, and the Democrats won. So you fucked it up? Because
Mike, you lost our country. No. I prayed for that, because if I'd have been their market, I'd have said, give them back a Republican so they shut up about the election. And if they got greedy and took them both. You all remember exactly where you were then going, oh, now what? Now what?
I was there. I was going, oh, now what? Now what? And then I was like, oh, this.
Back a Republican, everyone has said, just get over it. Well, wait, we'll get it back in 2022. And we lose our country. This isn't about politics. This is about our country, our freedoms, and God. You know, this has been a spiritual battle. And
yeah, I can join in the applause there. I'm not above it. I still don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but please continue. Yeah, one of the smallest sins, and one of the most powerful ones, is wasting people's fucking time.
Oh, so that was a miracle that happened, because now what's happened is everyone out there it's been evil. It's been a big battle of evil. And
get on with it.
You know, the spiritual battle. Well, what are we facing right now? Now remember I told you the church. What happens to a country or to our country when you have the bad media here that gives you this false...
He can see me. I knew it. I'm over here, Mike. You can see me. It's lovely.
Just like we talked a minute ago about the churches. And then you got media you trust over here that you trust.
Wait, over where? Fuck you, dude.
To speak out the truth, or at least speak out. And they go silent on us. That's...
Well, I do have my special talents.
We're at. That's where we're at. You're foxes of the world. The conservative media that just went silent. So all your...
Yeah. I don't know what it was. They all just decided to not tell the big lie. I don't know. And after all I've done for them.
This is false narrative. That's why I'll put out there. Go to frankspeech.com. You need to go there. You need to...
Hold on 1 second. Let me... Give me a second. I'm just trying to... frankspeech.com. Dear God. I'm sorry, I'm looking on my iPad and it's... Frankspeech. This is a filth. I must have misspelled it.
What's going on? And I'm going to I'll end it with this.
Oh, no, don't tell me it's over.
It's because we've had to get the word out, the truth out. We've had to get the truth out because this is part of the battle that we're in. And I want to tell you.
Well, congratulations, Mike. You have successfully gotten the word out. It is no longer in the conversation. It's all out.
Everything that's happened, they say, Mike, you're so optimistic. I'm more optimistic today than I was yesterday, the day before, and the day before.
Oh, you're like that Sparks fella. He's always optimistic about the future. I fucking hate that shit.
You guys, there is so much going to happen right now. It's just amazing. Yeah. And I'm telling you, we will get our country back, and we will once again be one nation under God. And
know your exit. You got an applause. Beat it. Walk the fuck off. Get out. Leave them wanting more, Mike.
And
trust me, this is something I know a lot about. You've got a standing ovation from a bunch of people who can barely stand. Take the W.
Thank you. And I want to say this. You know, when you all prayed, when we pray, and I get it to me all the time where people say, Mike, I prayed. I've been praying and my prayers don't get answered. They didn't get answered.
Oh, yeah, they do. All prayers are answered. You just get a lot of fucking no's, buddy. I deliver them myself.
And I used to have that too. Those are reactionary prayers, right? A lot of them are reactionary prayers. I'd get myself in a situation, go, please, God, get me out of this, get me out of this. Well, let me tell you, it might not.
You're asking the wrong dude.
In God's will.
I am the dude. I will have to say, Mike, if next time you're in and you need help out, I'm actually the guy you call if you want help getting out of something. You know what I mean? If you're like, hey, get me out of this. I'm like, all right. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's going to cost you. There's a contract involved. It's a fair trade for later. I get what's left of your soul. And I noticed it. I had to put that as a clause in the contract because a lot of you assholes burn your souls up during your life. What the fuck is that?
I get like, oh, so you gotta sign a deal with some 15, 17, 19-year-old musician or something. By the time they're dead, they've burned up so much of their soul. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? I wouldn't make a deal for your soul. Is this much of it. The shit.
And where's God's will? God's will is in the Word. And just like I said at the Rose Garden, we need to spend time getting back in the Word, being back in with reading the Bible. Because let me tell you.
Wait a second. Another point of agreement. Did you just say what I thought you said? Hang the fuck out. We have to what now?
Just like I said at the Rose Garden, we need to spend time getting back in the Word, being back in with reading the Bible. Because let me tell you.
Reaming the Bible. Reaming the Bible. That's what we're doing now. We're reaming the Bible. Look, I'm the fucking devil, and that's below me. What a terrible.
I tell you, it might not have been God's will. And where's God's will? God's will is in the Word. And just like I said at the Rose Garden, we need to spend time getting back in the Word, being back in with reading the Bible. Because let me.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. This creep wants to ream the Bible. That's disgusting. What? No, not rimming the Bible. Reaming the Bible. This is basically the same thing. What the hell's wrong with you? Who wants to stick their penis in the Bible? What's wrong with you? That's disgusting. What do? Drill a hole in it first, you sicko? Reaming the Bible. Jesus. Sorry.
Where is God's will? It's in the Word. And then you can be proactive in praying, and they line up. It's amazing how it lines up.
This is the reaming the Bible hand gesture.
I've had this big platform God's given me, and it just thinks.
Not so fast, asshole. I played not too small a part in this whole thing.
If you guys knew all of the pieces as I stand here today, all we have to do now is put them together and execute.
Yeah, we got a Humpty Dumpty this motherfucker.
But in the meantime, you're all out there. This is not the time ever to live in fear. You don't save courage for a rainy day. It's pouring outside. You need to.
Actually, these people are in danger of getting melanoma. It's pretty sunny out.
Courage, not live in fear. And I'm speaking to the churches. You need to speak out now.
They are literally getting behind you, Mike, to play walk-off music to get you the fuck out of there.
No one man, our people. It's only one person can bring this back to one nation under God.
Oh, something else. Sorry.
That's Jesus Christ. We are in the biggest revival in history.
Yeah, good job. Good job dropping the product name, buddy. You don't even have to use the product yourself. You can just bring it up. People are like, you're right. Coke is life.
Jesus. Thank you all. God bless you. And we will get this nation back. Thank you.
Couldn't say God bless America. I appreciate that. That was sweet of you, Mike. Hand the mic off and never say God bless America. You had one chance. You could have done it, but skip it. Fuck it. No, keep just half talking. That's fun.
God bless you all.
Yep, had another bite of the apple, fucked it up. Oh, that's it. That was it. That's the whole fucking thing. Jesus.